For this trick, I can start by showing that I have one card in the box, and this is actually going to be a prediction card in case anything messes up, or a backup card. I'll leave that in the box right here. Now, I would have two spectators here, or even one spectator, but they would have a piece of paper with a pencil, because I would ask them to name any number between 1 and 10, so a small number. Let's say they name, I don't know, 8. So I would say, okay, you named 8. Go ahead and name another number for me as well. Let's say they name 3. So I would say, okay, the first number you named was 8. The second number you named was 3. Let's start with your second number. So you said 3. If we deal 1, 2, 3, oh, we got an 8. But that was your first number. You said 3 for your second number, and we dealt 3, but this is 8. Okay, that's a little weird. So if with number 3 comes 8, what would number 8 come up as? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, that's even more weird. 3. So when we dealt 3, we got number 8. When we dealt number 8, we got 3. Okay, that's really weird. But how about we add up 8 and 3? 8 plus 3 is 11. So if we deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Remember, the deck was shuffled. You named any two numbers you wanted. We dealt to those numbers, but we got the opposite numbers for each deal. And then we added the numbers together and we got 11. In this case, we got the Queen of Diamonds. But remember, I had a prediction in the box since the beginning. And I even showed you that I had a prediction before we started the whole trick. With my prediction matched the Queen. Let's take a look. If I open up the box, there's one card, a black card, and you can see there's nothing else in the box here. This is the Queen of Diamonds, and surely enough, because this whole thing has been a coincidence, this is the Queen of Diamonds as well. So, that was the first trick. This can be a different type of video because there were two tricks I was debating over which to teach, and I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to teach both tricks in today's video. So this is the first trick you're going to learn. If you want to learn this trick, make sure to stick around for the tutorial as well. Okay, so, I hope you enjoyed that trick. It's a real nice self-worker trick, and it's even better if you don't know any sleight of hand, or if this is your first card trick, this is a perfect trick to start with, open your routine with. It's just an awesome trick all around. So this is going to be the setup. Now in this case, I used a red bicycle deck and a black bicycle deck. I don't think there needs to be a deck review for bicycles because they're so common, but if you would like a review for either one of these decks, let me know down below. But if no one says that they want a review, I'm not going to be doing a review. So, the first thing you're going to need to do is you don't have to use an extra card, but I usually carry two decks on me at all times, so I like using the extra card. And I like that they're opposite colors. Once again, they don't have to be. But for one of your decks, you're going to go in and you're going to take out any card. Now, I just randomly pulled out a card by dribbling, and I got the Queen of Diamonds. So I dribbled the deck, took one card out, and it was the Queen. Go to your other deck and take out the Queen as well. Now, you don't really need a full deck per se, but you are going to make sure... But you need to make sure you have enough cards for this stack you're going to create. The stack isn't even hard at all, and there are actually a few tricks using this stack, so I might upload those tricks sometime in the future. But here's what you're going to do. For the first stack, it doesn't matter what the suits are, what the colors are. I just randomly took out these cards. But you're going to need ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I just went through and took out any ace through 10. Once again, the colors don't matter. Okay, now, the next stack you're going to take out is going to be the same thing, ace through 10. But there's going to be a difference for this. These are actually going to be reversed. Okay, so the two 10s are going to be next to each other. Bring this down just slightly. So, for your first half here, you have ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For your next stack, you have 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Once again, suits and colors don't matter. You just want to make sure you have two ace through 10s. You have your two prediction cards, and that's all you're going to need. Deck doesn't need to be a full 52 card deck. So, the setup, you're going to take your big stack. Once again, make sure you have one ace on top, one ace on the bottom. And then, obviously, 2 through 10. The two 10s will be touching, and then it's going to be 10 through ace with an ace on top. So if you want to pause the video, you can go ahead and take a picture of this stack right here. But this is going to be your stack. Okay, so hopefully you've taken a picture of it now. But here's what you're going to do. You're going to start off by placing this stack on top of the deck. And then take the same prediction card that matches the deck and put that on top as well. Okay? And this is going to be your setup. Then I have my card in the box. Now, you don't need to have this in the box. It can be on a piece of paper. You can do like a mind reading thing. So before you reveal the card, you can say, here, let me try to guess what the card is. Anything you want. So then I set this off to the side. Now, starting the trick, you can either go right into it, or you can do some false shuffles and false cuts. Now, I have a few videos already on false shuffles and false cuts, but what I did at the beginning was real simple. I actually did an overhand shuffle, and I'll leave a link for my overhand shuffle tutorial down below. Make sure that doesn't happen. So what you're going to do is hold the deck like this. So middle ring pinky on top, index on the side, thumb on the bottom. Now you know your stack takes up about around 20-ish to 20 to 25 cards. Almost half the deck. So what you're going to want to do is not shuffle off that many cards, okay? Make sure you can get a peek of some card in the middle. Let's say the 10 of hearts. Okay, so then you can see you have all of these cards left until you get to your stack. This way, when you shuffle, explaining what you're going to do, you can really shuffle all of these. But then when you see your 10, you know to put these back on top. Okay, so then you have all these other cards here the same, and then you have your stack. And then when I do it a second time, I wouldn't go as many cards. Then I would put it back on top. Just something to think about. But here's the shuffle real quick. Your thumb is actually going to be peeling cards off of the face. Now usually there's big clumps. But you're not going to be doing big clumps because you don't want to interfere or actually run into your stack there, okay? So I usually count about 15 to 20. Then I use my fingers here to push it back, and this half goes on top. Then I might do it again. Push it back, goes on top. It doesn't matter. You can do any cuts you want. Another cut is the OC cut, which I've taught plenty of times, but I don't think I have a video for it. I might eventually make a video dedicated to the OC cut, but you're going to cut off about a quarter, put them down, another quarter down, or half, and then this half down. The first half on top of the second, first and second on top of the third. It's actually going to look like this. And that's going to retain your stack. So now, whether you have one spectator or two spectators, it doesn't matter. But you're ready to begin. So, you say, okay, go. There's two ways you can actually start this off. You can say either, name me a small digit number, or name me a number between 1 and 10. Personally, I like 1 and 10 better, because some spectators might think 11 is a small digit number, and you don't want to go past your first stack. So that's why I say, name me a number between 1 and 10. But once again, you know your spectators best, so you can do what you feel comfortable with. So let's say they name, let's do 5, or actually no, how about 9? So you're going to deal, this time to the left, but if you're right, deal to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't really mention that you're dealing, okay? They can see you're dealing, but make it casual, like you're gonna remind them that, okay, you dealt 9. Because some people might say a number, then they might forget it later on. So it's just something to help them remember their number by. So now you're gonna ask them to name another number. And this time it doesn't matter. So let's say they name 3. So you're going to deal 1, 2, 3. So you know the bigger number is here. The smaller number is here. A, B, or 1, 2. So you're going to have to reverse it. Pick up the second half or the smaller number and put it on top of the bigger number. And then all of these on top. So now you're going to ask them for their second number. We had 9, 3. So this time they're going to name 3. So you can deal 1, 2, 3. And when you get to 3, it's going to be a 9. So then you can ask their price and talk about how this is a coincidence. The first person named 9. The second person named 3. We dealt to a 3. We got a 9. That is a coincidence. Put this third card on top of the packet. Pick these up and put them on top. Not messing it up like I did. Now you say, okay, how about we deal 9? So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's a 3. I act surprised again and say, okay, that's really weird here. For the 9, we got a 3. For the 3, we ended up on a 9. Put this on the packet, and then pick them up again, and put them on top and say, okay, now I think I'm going to name a number this time. How about we take 9 and 3 and add those together, and we get a 12. So now all you're going to do is just deal 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, you can either recap the whole trick, which I like doing, because there were quite a few parts here, or you can turn over the card. But either way, you're going to end on a queen, and then you can show your prediction, read their mind, do whatever, and show that the queen matches the queen. So, that was the first trick. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, I will go over that trick one more time at the end. But without further ado, let's get into the second trick, which I will go over another time as well. Okay, so for this trick, we're going to use the 2 black jacks here to help us out. And you're going to select a card, but you're going to do it in a different way. So I want you to go ahead and deal off not 1, not 2. How about 5 cards here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to go ahead now, look at the bottom card and remember it. So right there's your card. Go ahead and remember that for me. Now, if you want to, you can go ahead and shuffle these up. It doesn't matter. And I actually forgot to mention this, that just like the first trick, I have a few backup cards in here to help me out in case the trick doesn't work. Now, any one of these cards could have been yours. You could have had the 10, the 6, any one of these. But we're actually going to use the jacks here to help us out. So 1 jack is going to go near the bottom. 1 jack is going to go near the top. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something called the down-under deal. So we're going to deal the first card down, the next one under. Down, under, down, under, down. We have 1 card left. Remember, the deck was shuffled. You looked at any card and remembered it. And then we lost it even more into the pack. And then we put the jacks in and we totally mixed them up. For the first time ever, name your card out loud. So let's say they name it out loud right now. And I would show them the ace of spades. Hopefully, that was your card. But wait, I said I had a few backup cards here in case the trick didn't work. Let's take a look at what these cards might be. Oh, okay. So really nothing. 2 10s, a 6, and a 4. Well, that's nothing. But because this is the ace of spades, I think if I just wave it over the box, give it a tap, I can show you these other cards in here make up a perfect royal flush. So, that was the trick. If you would like to learn how this is done, be sure to stick around for the tutorial. Okay, so this is another nice trick you can do. Now this doesn't really have that much sleight of hand. There's just one move you're gonna have to know. So I'm gonna teach you the way I do this, and then I'll teach you the original handling. So, what I did was first, I went through my deck and I took out a card I wanted to force. In this case, the ace of spades. And then I went through and I took out the royal flush and spades. Now you don't have to do this. You can do the other 3 aces. Or you can do really maybe ace 2, 3, 4, 5. Whatever you would like. But I keep these cards in the box. And then I took out 2 helper cards to help me. Now in this case the jacks were on the bottom of the deck. So that made it very easy. I'm going to take my prediction card, place it on top, and your 2 helper cards are going to be somewhere in the middle. Now, you can have the spectator name any 2 helper cards, but if they name the king of clubs and the king of spades is in the box, that wouldn't really work. Or you can have them name any 2 cards they see from the middle. But just to keep things moving, let's use the 2 jacks here. Now, you can start off with false shuffles, false cuts, whatever. All I did was the OC cut, which I just taught, so I'm not gonna go over it again. But now to force the ace, here's what you're gonna want to do. You're gonna need 5 cards dealt down. Now you want this to sound as casual as possible. You don't want it to sound like it's forced, or you want them to deal 5 cards. So make sure it sounds like it's off the top of your head, okay? So once you said that you wanted 5, you're gonna deal 5. Now they're gonna remember the bottom card, and in this case it's gonna be your force card, the ace of spades. You know it's the ace. So now, they can really give these a shuffle, and when they're done, you're going to take these back. Here's the only move you're going to do. You're going to turn these face up, And you're first going to want to see where the ace is. Now in this case, it's in the third position. So this is perfect because you're going to want the ace in the third position. So if it's in the third position, you can then turn the cards over, put the jacks in their respected positions, and carry on with the trick. Now, in the performance, the ace was on the bottom, and I wanted it third, so I said, okay. So as you can see, you could have had any one of these cards. You could have had a 10, you could have had a 6. And all I did was transfer 2 cards from the top on top of the ace. But I did it in a way to not make the spectator question why you moved these 2 cards. So I said, okay, you could have had any one of these cards. And because these are the closest, the spectator shouldn't really question. I take these off and I actually put them on top of the ace. Say, okay, you could have had the ace, you could have had the 6, you could have had the 10. Okay, make it as casual. The spectator shouldn't question. And now the ace is actually third from the top. So you're good right there. Now, let's say the ace was fourth from the top, okay? So now all you're going to do is transfer 1 card. So you say, okay, you could have had the ace, you could have had the 10, you could have had the other 10. And now it's third already. No need to worry. Now, let's say it's second. What do? Well, you say, okay, you could have had the 10. I moved the bottom card to the top. You could have had the 4. You could have had the ace. You can really do this however you want, but you just want to make sure the ace is third every time. Now if it's on top, you say, okay, you could have had the ace, you could have had the 10, or you could have had the other 10. Another way is you could have had the ace, you could have had the 10, you could have had the 6. Any way you want to, just have the ace third. And now you're good. If you want to catch a break under it and cut it to third and mix it up that way, go ahead. But I think this way is the best. Now, you're going to spread these out and say, okay, let's see if the jacks here can help me. And here's all you're going to do. You're going to take your first card and place it second from the top. So 1 card is on top of it. Take the other jack and place it second from the bottom. So now it's sandwiched in between 2 cards at the bottom. And now you're all set. You say, okay, let's go ahead and see what we can do. Deal the first card down, the second card under. And make sure you talk about the down-under deal. And all you want left is 4 cards on the table, face down. That means your helper card should be on top, face up. A card in the middle, which is their ace. You can go over the whole trick, reveal the ace. You can reveal that these cards are nothing, okay? But in the box, you actually had the royal flush to make up for the ace. So, that is the way I do it. I hope you enjoyed that way. Here is the original way, and I guess this is the second tutorial for it as well. So normally, you can have random cards on top if you want, or you can have your royal flush on top as well. But for your ace, you're going to want to put a mark on it. So whether you use a Sharpie or a pencil, you're going to want to mark it. Leave that on top. And then your helper cards here are somewhere in the deck. You can start with false cuts, go through, take out these 2 cards. Now do the same thing as before. Have them deal 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're going to remember the bottom card. In this case, the ace of spades. Now, because you have that mark on all 4 corners here, when you mix these up, you're going to be able to spot the ace immediately, and then you're going to be able to move it third from the top, okay? Now in this case, it's actually fourth from the bottom, but the spectator wouldn't know that. So any way you want to, move it third from the top, once again without flashing these cards, especially if they're a royal flush, that wouldn't be good. But since you have the mark there, it should be easy to spot and then move. And now you're going to do the same thing. One jack here, one jack here, and carry on with the trick. Down, under, down, under, down, under, down. We have one card in between the jack. It's the ace. And these other cards are the royal flush. So, that was the second trick. I hope you really enjoyed that. Now, really quick, I'm going to go over the first trick one last time, because I said I would. So let's go ahead and get that trick set up once again. So, really quick, you're going to have any helper card. Let's say the Queen of Diamonds. Go into your deck and take out the other Queen of Diamonds. Now, for your stack, here's what you're going to do. It can be any suits, any colors, it doesn't matter. But you're going to have ace through 10, just like this. And then you're going to have 10 through ace. So the two 10s are touching, and then you can go on like this. So, one ace on top, one ace on the bottom, ace through 10, and then 10 through ace. Just like this. This goes on top of the deck, and you have your queen on top as well. So now you're all set. Going to start off by asking for a number between 1 and 10. Let's keep this simple, and let's go with 5. So you can deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now ask them for another number. Let's say 2. Deal 1, 2. Pick up the second packet or the packet with the smaller number. Put that on top of the bigger packet. Put all of these on top as well. Now you're going to ask for the second number. In this case, 2. And you're going to deal 1, 2. This is going to be a 5. So now you're going to turn this over on top and put these on top and say, okay, what if we had 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 2. Put that on top of the packet and put these on top. And now you're going to add the two numbers. 5 plus 2 is 7. You can deal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Show it's the queen. You can recap the whole trick and then show your other prediction that that is the queen as well. So, that was the trick. I hope you really enjoy these two tricks. Let me know which one is your favorite. If you're new here, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what else you would like to see on the channel. That's it, and I will see you next week with some new videos. Bye.